A brown cow trips nervously as it's channeled down a walkway towards a metal halter which traps it in place. The cow is about to be killed by devout Muslims, applying halal rules that conform to Danish law and have been blessed by an imam. After saying a silent prayer, the slaughterman points a stun gun at the animal's head. The carcass tumbles down a slide to a colleague, who slashes its throat. Blood spurts half a metre into the air. This method of halal killing has been practised quietly for years, but now the Food Minister, Dan Jorgensen, has created an international storm by banning a dispensation under which religious minorities could carry out ritual slaughter without stunning, as their beliefs dictate.
The legislation that we have in Denmark is in compliance with the European legislation. We have got the European Commissioner, Tonio Borg's word for that.
The change in the law has alienated Jews in the United States and across Europe. Kosher slaughter, or Shechitah, is similar to that of halal, and advocates such as Bent Lexner, Copenhagen's rabbi, argue that cutting the throat is a humane form of killing.
If you are saying that our rituals are inhuman, you say that Jews are inhuman. And that is our problem. We are, of course, offended because what is the next thing? And the next thing is a place for minorities, Muslims and Jews and our minorities in Denmark. And this is my question.
My name's Alexander Goldberg and I'm head of the UN delegation for the Consultative Council of Jewish Organisations. For me it's very sad. I was brought up on stories of people in this city in Copenhagen putting on yellow stars when the Nazis ordered the Jews to put on yellow stars in solidarity with the Jewish community. So Christians put it on, the King put it on, many Danes saved Jews during the war. It's always been seen as an open, tolerant, compassionate city. Now we feel under attack, not just Jews but Muslims too.
On this issue, the Muslims and Jews are at one. At a meeting with the Food Minister, Muslim and Jewish representatives from across Europe convinced him to examine scientific evidence that halal and kosher slaughter is not inhumane. Afzal Khan was part of the pan-European delegation.
I find it very disappointing. I feel that Minister has used the cover of animal welfare to deny a section of the community here to the right to their religion and their human right.
The delegation was unable to secure what it regarded as a satisfactory explanation for the law change from the Food Minister, Dan Jorgensen, and I didn't get a clear answer from him either. What is more important, animal rights or religious freedom?
Well, religious freedom is a fundamental human right, and human rights are absolute. So that means that human rights are more important than animal ethic legislation, cultural legislation, whatever legislation.
Samia Hathroubi of the Foundation for Ethnic Understanding was baffled by the minister.
I mean, this is crazy what they did to the image. I mean, what do you think that Qatar and Saudi Arabia and countries who are 100% Muslim are going to react in a continent where they know that Islamophobia is rising? For sure they're going to boycott Denmark.
Certainly, Danish halal meat exporters are worried about their sales in the Middle East, and there's a feeling that Denmark may have shot itself in the foot.